Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Rising. This is G. We are going to walk through your November energies, November frequencies. The month of October was a doozy. Lots of things had to change, had to move. Lots of things that were stuck became unstuck. At the same time, things that were moving, all of a sudden, there were new rules to the things that were moving. There were new regulations. There was a new way of being. But here comes November. And boy, if you live in the United States where we have an election coming up, this is a very hot time. All of October was setting up for the November energies, okay? Understanding that the month of October represented a time when you were almost reliving similar energies that you had already lived through back in springtime of 2020. End of February, March. Think back to March. We had similar alignments, similar positions, similar celestial bodies having conversations with each other that we have in the month of October. So what this does is it brings up similar experiences, similar conversations, similar frequencies are felt. There may be some changes and some frustrations and some tension. Different than spring, Mars going through a retrograde in the sign of Arian energy. When Mars is in the sign of Aries, it becomes very much about fight. I'm not backing down. It's very hot, fiery, taking action. Mars is all about being the fighter, being the leader, being the first one out of the gate. Mars will not stand down. Mars energy is that Martian energy. It goes from 0 to 10 in no time at all. High bursts of energy, but they're sporadic. You can't predict them. They go from 0 to 10, and it's like, whoosh, just like a rocket, bam, out of the gate. Fast is the Marine. Hoorah! Born with a knife in each hand. In October, we had Mars squaring Saturn, squaring Pluto, squaring Jupiter. They're in Capricorn energy. That's you, Capricorn energy. And you've got Capricorn on your ascendant. And when your ascendant represents your body, the location of your physical body. When I say the word ascendant or rising sign, it means your physical body. So it's Mars squaring your physical body. There can be high tension and frustration because Capricorn energy, typically, it's the one that's in charge. It's the boss energy. It's the one who says, these are the rules. And so Mars is somebody else, another body, another energy coming and saying, we're clashing. We're not getting along. I have this idea and I have this idea, but I'm the one that's in charge. Well, yeah, you may be it's challenged, right? It's challenged by it. They clash. They challenge each other. This one's in charge and says, but I'm the general. And this one says, yeah, but you're not my general. I fight to my own rhythm and I'm not backing down. So it's a butting of head energy. But if you're listening to this now, chances are that you've been listening to your readings and you understand that when high level energies come through, the best way to handle them is to step back, to know in the depths of your mind that this too shall pass. Mars ends its retrograde in November. The big deal about Mars is that it's been going backwards. It's been retrograding for 6 months. And the whole thing about Mars in a retrograde being the fighter is that when it goes retrograde, like any planet, when it goes retrograde, we feel it stronger, more intense. It becomes more frustrated. Mars is less patient. And normally Mars is impatient anyway, child of the zodiac. But I want it now. With Martian energy, everybody around Mars is moving in slow motion. Mars always feels as though I wish they'd hurry the heck up because it's the one in front, right? And if it's not the one in front, it's going to fight to be the one in front. It just has this drive. It feels like it has to be the one in front, like it's duty. It's the soldier. So this is happening where in your life? You had Mars retrograding at home, okay? At your home. So this was your emotional world as well, because it's not just your physical home, but it's also this home. It's what you hold here, your sacred space here, your mental space, your emotional space, your inner sanctum. It's your kingdom within. All right. And this is all here, which is when we can take our head and we take our thoughts and we take both sides of the brain and we work together with our heart, right? When we combine those types of energies together, we create a sacred space. And in that sacred space, it's like no man can touch it. No matter what happens, there's that spot that will never be touched. It's pure. It'll never be messed with. But yours is full of optimism. Yours is full of energy. Yours is full of fight. Yours is full of never give up. Yours is full of doesn't matter how many times I get knocked down, I'm going to get right back up. Yours is all about adventure. Yours is all about experience. Yours is all about let's take action. Let's do something. You're the person where at home, you have that Aryan energy in your fourth house at home, which is all about I need to be doing something, right? So this is a person where when they have that Aryan energy in the house, they're like likely moving their furniture around all the time, right? Or they're always doing something. They're always beginning something. This is a great sign. This is a great position for starting stuff in the home. And that could be anything, but usually physical. Some people might take this energy and be working out at home. They might have like a little gym downstairs or a little room in their house where they're boxing, doing kickboxing, right? This would be great for that because this is that energy. This is, I want to fight in the home. Doesn't have to always be a fighting energy in the home though, because there are ways you can channel that same energy, all right? The same way. What would that energy be good for? If you've got a fight mentality, what is that good for? Think about that. In the home, what can that be used for? What is a creative, constructive way to channel that sort of fight, Martian mentality? Go out in the yard, do some yard work. Go out in the yard and go dig some holes, right? That's great hole digging energy for the home, right? It's like, okay, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. This is the kind of energy where you have to do something with it. It does not want to sit still in the home. It wants to be doing. It's all about action, action, action. Preferably doing something new in the home. Doing something new. So this is kind of cool because you can get a lot of work projects done. The only caution with this Aryan energy, with Mars in Aries in that location is you may be apt to start things, okay? Because Aries loves to start stuff, right? They are the instigators, so to speak. But they love to start stuff in the home, okay? You may not finish it though. There may be a tendency to have 1,000 different projects started, but none of them have been finished. You may find yourself prone to starting arguments, wanting to do something because you feel bored. If you do this, just be aware of it. Catch it when it's happening. Understand it's that Martian part of your being. It's not bad. It needs something to do, right? And so once you figure that out for you, once you figure out how to best satisfy that Martian energy, that activity energy in the home, you'll feel so much better. And when you find a partner or when you find because this energy in the home can be difficult to live with. But at the same time, when Mars grows up, when this Aryan energy grows up and it develops, just think of it as a fine wine, okay? Fine wine, you bottle it. It's got to sit on the shelf for a while. It's got to take a long time to age. And this is exactly that. It takes a long time to age. Very adventurous. And that is one beautiful thing about Aryan energy. Very adventurous, but can see the bright side of things, is very optimistic, right? There's that, it's a fire energy. Cardinal fire energy. And the thing is, with that energy in the home, it squares your Capricorn energy, okay? It squares your ascendant. And it may not have ever been a big deal before, right? For you, starting in the end of June, going into July, August, September, October, November, those may have been 6 months that were very difficult. And it's because you had Mars going through your fourth house. And wherever Mars goes, it starts something. And remember, Mars was born to fight. At the end of October, there was a full moon. But the last part of October, October 31st, there's a full moon is in Taurus. Now, the Taurus energy, what you want to know about this is that it's a full moon that is conjunct the sign Uranus. Now, all you need to know is it's in your fifth house. So when I say it's in your fifth house, this means in your fifth house is all about children, fun, romance, my joys, my creativity, right? It's that fifth house location. Now, you also have Uranus transiting through there right now because Uranus is in Taurus. So there may have been difficulties with automobiles because automobiles also represents your fifth house energy, and Uranus is advancements for technology. Uranus can represent automobiles because it's something that it was an invention, right? An invention that helped man. Uranus represents surprises, right? It also represents flight, airplanes, air flight. It is all about, when a full moon sits on that, it's all about an elevation of those emotions. And because the moon sits right on Uranus, this would likely be shocking emotions, shocking energy. Something occurs, the light is shown on something. It could pertain to a romantic partner. It could pertain to children. It could pertain to some creative project, some creative endeavor, maybe something you invented. But because it's Taurus energy, it's something you value, something you have great value for. And creativity, having Taurus energy in the fifth house, this is that person that is wildly creative. And by creative, you could be singing because Taurus rules the voice. Taurus rules the spoken word. Taurus is all about food, sensuality, the five senses, right? Because it's Venus ruled. All about what I can see, taste, touch, smell, very good in the kitchen, very good in other places as well. Taurus treats its friends very well. It's all about value. My resources, what I value, money, food, good food. And not just tastes good, but is good. Taurus energy is all about the agriculture. You could be using this energy to garden, to harvest the garden now at this time of year. Remember, children, fun, joy, creativity, romance, and a surprise of some sort. And when this surprise occurs, because it's Uranus, so there will be a surprise for everybody involved, not just you, all of us. We all have this happening. It's a matter of just where does it happen in our life. Yours is in that house placement. It's in the bucket of fun and having a good time and children and joy and romance. Now, surprises can be good. All right, surprises can be good, but typically a full moon is a representation of a closure because it's the closure of a cycle, right? The moon has a 28-day cycle, right? And so when it's the full moon, it's transversed all the way around and it's come back and now it's closing up. It's ending something. We move on to November for you. We're talking about November's new moon because it's a kickoff point, okay? The kickoff point is a new moon, time of intentions, time for prayer, time for wishing, time for praying, and working with the energies of the universe. Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy at 23 degrees. The sun and the moon together at 23 degrees, and your Scorpio energy is in your 11th house. This 11th house is all about friendships, but it's not just friendships. It's anytime you're within groups of people, okay? Now, it can also be the groups of people on the internet because 11th house is internet energy, but it's also people that you have been able to become very close to within the groups. You have Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is deep energy, right? So there's this group of people, but in that group of people, right, even though I'm associated with them, I belong to this group, right? I'm a member, but there's like one or two or three or maybe even four people that I'm really close to. And that's what this is. This is the people that are considered friends that you're really close to. And a new moon is an intention. All right, so it's working with that power. 23 degrees, if you have a chart of your own, you're going to see if you have something at 23 degrees, because if you do, this is a new beginning. This is the new start of something, of a new relationship, of a new deeply bonded relationship, finding a new relationship via the internet, right? Within a group, being a member of something and striking up a new relationship, but a deeply bonded relationship. Somebody where you will have this deep, energetic bond, a deep, energetic tether, so to speak, where you know and you recognize and you acknowledge things about one another. Like, you know, when you meet someone and after you start talking, you feel like you've known them for a really long time. This is that. This is the new moon for that. This is a beautiful new moon to create and to have a hope and a wish and a dream upon a star for a new beginning. Whether it's new friendships, whether it's a new committed one-on-one relationship, as in we're going to get together, right? Have a physical relationship. Physical relationship elevates where we literally end up bonding and merging our money together because that's 8th house energy, where you have the ability to be close enough to understand we're committed and we can then go to the next step. October 26th, I'm going backwards now. October 26th, we had the angles of the North Node and we had the angle of Neptune. The North Node and Neptune hit a spot where they stay all the way until February. And this is imperative that you know about this, okay? It's imperative because it's Gemini energy squaring off with Piscean energy. Your Gemini energy is your 6th house of health. So I want you to be aware of this. I want you to be very extremely diligent with your health routines for Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings. I'm going to give you the degrees. And if you have an inkling as to how astrology works, I want you to look this up on your chart. If you need help, and if you don't know this about yourself, if you want me to help you, I will do that. Comment your birth digits below, or if I already have your digits, comment to me and say, G, I need you to take a look at those special digits. I need you to take a look and let me know if I'm going to be personally aspected. They will square from October 26th all the way until February. And this is a big deal because Gemini energy represents, Gemini North Node, represents our ability to relate, to talk, to communicate, to think, but is also our lungs in our body. And Neptune is water, right? And so you have water squaring the lungs, right? And what does that equal, okay? Neptune is also the sign of the pandemic. So this does not mean, hey, you're going to get the virus. It does mean that you can be at a greater level of risk for it, which I am asking you now because you have Gemini in your 6th house of health. I am asking you to be diligent. 6th house is your health. But remember, it represents your daily health routines, your daily health habits, your daily work routines, daily work habits. This is a special message for Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings. Take this knowledge and use it, because as long as you do, and you are smart about it, and you are being diligent, you are being persistent, you are persevering with all the rules, and you're abiding, and you eat right, you take care of your health, you give yourself sunshine and fresh air, put good nourishing foods in your body, you can fly high and elevate through this without a problem. And if you are a real friend that cares, you will share it. Do those that you know a favor that are also Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings, and let them know this is just a time when your level of susceptibility will be higher than normal. And you want to ride with this wave, not below it. Ride with it. Be up on the board and just ride it. We can do this together. I'm giving you the knowledge. I'm putting the power in your hands. What will you do with it?